Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Factorio Space Age, where we are currently still on Gleba figuring out the basics here. We've got some basic production of iron ore and copper ore up and running, and I in the meantime set up some smelting stacks, though they do still need to be hooked up, like some of them are not fully finished. Yeah, and some of these things are still only ghost blueprints. I think we need one more. There we go. And then we have that fulfilled. And then I think we built all of these things completely. But we don't have a lot of throughput. And that is because, well, not a lot of materials. And not all of the materials reach the desired place. And actually this is completely dried up now, which is strange. Ah, well, there comes the next load, I guess. But we do need to upgrade some of these things. I think for now, this stuff is in a constant production. We have more seeds than we can plant, actually. So that's interesting. We still have plenty of materials coming in here as well. But then we run into some trouble with the spoilage, because this apparently... Yeah, okay, there we go. So sometimes this just gets blocked for too long. But eventually the problem will fix itself. But I think in the meantime as well, we could start upgrading some of our basic things. So let's see, I don't have the blue things. I did send my rocket back to Nauvis. It is requesting all of these materials, and all of these materials are now on board. And we are still waiting for the inserters, the fast inserters and the long-handed inserters to be brought up from Nauvis, which is yeah, slowly going up over time. Now I did also change my research, because I was researching quality module 3, and for that we need science packs from Fulgora, but that seems to have come to a stop, or at least it's coming so slow that it's basically not coming at all, because we apparently don't have enough plastic to run our supercapacitor production, which is up over here. Yeah, they need superconductors, and the superconductors need plastic. And I guess we're just not getting enough plastic from here, which is interesting. Yeah, we're also not getting a lot of... well, okay, this is just a death loop for this stuff. I guess we could get plastic from here. No, we don't get plastic from there. We get it from the red chip production. But yeah, we could have potentially a lot of plastic coming from here, except we are destroying all of it because we don't have a lot of extra space, unfortunately. But yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate. Like, everything is completely backed up here, so we're not getting enough plastic, and also all of this is gone already, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, we cannot get over there for the time being, so this is, well, we'll have to make do. So in the meantime, I think we are wanting to upgrade some basic things, like all of these belts can be blue belts. We have the splitters coming in later. For now, I think this is fine, and then we'll do the splitters and stuff later, and then I'll be right back. Well, all of our materials are almost here, and in the meantime I figured I was going to set up rocket fuel, but in the meantime I also realized I should probably start working on making pentapod eggs automatically. So I guess that is what we'll do here instead. So we're going to actually, yeah, we're going to change this recipe to say pentapod eggs. For that we need pentapod eggs, we need nutrients, and we need water. So the water that I set up is not a waste. That is nice. Alright, so we're going to set this up again. Right, then we'll do it like this. So we need nutrients on this side over here. We don't have a ton of nutrients coming in, actually, which is slightly annoying. We do make enough over here, so it might be worthwhile. Oh man, look This is not getting rid of this fast enough. We'll go ahead and put this stuff over here, and then that should go a little bit faster, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, I guess that will work for the time being. Now we do, I guess, want to split this off, so we'll go ahead and put the splitter right about there. And that should also help with, yeah, just throughput, you know, using up these materials before they go bad, which is basically what we want. Is this long enough? Yes, it is. Perfect. Alright, we can get rid of this line of solar panels to make some space for my belts, because we do have some extra power set up in the meantime. Alright, there we go. That should take care of the nutrients. Then we need an input of pentapod eggs. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little box. Alright, so we're going to take that from here, and then we'll have an input over there. And we'll insert these over here. And then, I did this the wrong way around, but that's okay. We're going to be making more pentapod eggs, which are going to go over here. And they're going to go into this little infinite loop so that we have more pentapod eggs being made. And I guess here it is quite important to yeah, to make sure that we burn these when there are too many on the belt, I suppose. Because now we don't need to go for hunting for nests anymore. So let's add a little egg thing here. And because for the moment, actually, we I don't think we have an immediate use for it. I just figured, you know, it would be useful to set it up quick and easy, but we do need it for the science. Pentapod egg and bioflux. Oh, we actually can already set up the agricultural science pack. That is kind of crazy. Alright, so bioflux and that should be it for this planet. That is really basic, honestly. I hear so many nightmare stories about this planet, and well, yeah, we're not scaling it up, of course, and there are things to improve and more things to build. But this is not bad. Alright, so we have the eggs. I do think, of course, we do need to set up a burning tower here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook this thing up to that belt. This thing is going to read the belt contents for all of the belts. And we're going to set this to enable if these eggs exceed, let's say 20, just to be safe. That's already more than that, apparently. Which is kind of nuts. Well, this is also not an infinite loop. So, actually, we need to keep going like this. And then we need to have one of our burner towers, which I put in chests over here. So, there we go. So if we have too many, we're going to burn those eggs. Ah. I did the wrong thing here. Enable. If we exceed, well, let's say 25, I suppose. So right now there are 13, so it's not working. These things are then well, this one needs an output as well. Huh. Ah, that's the nutrients going bad. That is the thing that we need to take into account as well. So we have outputs in here. So if we filter these to be hold on, we want to input pentapod eggs. Yes, alright. Alright, so we're going to filter these all to be pentapod eggs, and then we'll just have to put these sideways for the time being, because I want to put a filter on these as well. Alright, so these are going to filter out spoilage. And that is something I really need to take into account a lot more. Alright, so then we'll turn them around. Alright, so the eggs basically should always be on this side. I don't know why we have eggs on this side right now. That is interesting. Alright, so we'll put filters on these as well, I suppose, just to make sure that this works. And then we will put another thing over here with another burning thing, but this one is going to be filtered to spoilage. And in this way, I think now we should have like an infinite loop of pentapod eggs. And either they are going to be used up by these machines, or they're going to be burned in the heating tower, which means that they should never be able to hatch. And that is what we want. That is what we definitely want. Alright, so, ooh, interesting. This thing is full. And yeah, that is not good. Holy crap. Alright, let's pick up all of these things that didn't fit, because we have overloaded our space station. Man, alright, interesting. We can take some of these copper plates out of here as well, and we'll just put them in a box over here with our heating towers. And I'll finish upgrading the belts and I'll be right back. Well, I've done some upgrading wherever I could, and I think at this point it's time to think about some expansion, because one of the bottlenecks... Ooh, interesting. How did you manage to hatch? What is going on here? That should definitely not be happening. Why are they inside? These eggs, I guess, are still getting a chance to hatch? Is that what's going on here? So enable, disable, etc. Based on signals from the circuit network. Yeah, like... we have an item here, and I guess that is what's going on. So maybe what we need to do here is we need to set up a basic amount of ammo production. Just the tiniest amount, you know? Just out in the corner. Maybe we can make a second one, but we need a little bit more iron than we have right now. And I guess we need a little bit more copper than we have right now as well. Alright, so yeah, let's make 2 of these assembling machines. We'll get iron out of this box that we have right there. And we'll have 1 storage. This thing is going to go underneath, like so. Alright. And then we'll set up a little ammo production. We don't need much, we just need a basic amount. So we'll bring these out like so. Of course, we will double this up on the belt because we can. And it is wise to have some kind of backup, you know. Alright, that works. And then we'll go underneath the belt right here. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, you can fix that. That's fine. We'll make a little bit more of the repair packs, I suppose, so that the bots can do their work. We also do still have some gun turrets. So we will put some gun turrets right about here, because the eggs will all hatch on this area. I suppose we might also put one in the corner right there. Then we'll put a little splitter in here. We'll have an arm inserting over here, 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 and here. Of course, these will all need power. Alright, and with that, I think we should be safe, more or less. Alright, so we'll dedicate this entire area to the production of iron plates, because we can. Alright, and we'll double this up as well, because that is wise. Alright, so here then we should be safe from attacks. And yeah, so I was talking about expansion. I got sidetracked for a moment. Yeah, the problem that we have is we don't really have enough nutrients. And we don't have enough nutrients because every once in a while, like right now, no plant is ready. So we need to have more plants growing, and for that we need to expand our area, a growing area. And we can do that by making, where is it? I saw it just before. Here it is. Artificial Yumako soil. And so for that we need Yumako seeds, we need nutrients, and we need a landfill. Now landfill we have been making. We just need to siphon some of that off and bring it up north, which is perfectly fine. So we'll bring this up north, and of course we'll have to double this up. And then I'll just set up a little production area close to our Yumako seed production. We have artificial Yumako soil production up and running. It's very small and very basic because I don't think we are going to need a ton. We already have quite a bit actually. We have 90 from just a little bit of stuff. So yeah, I'm splitting off some seeds from here every once in a while, so half of them are going up north, and I guess we could do with less, and we could split this once again, right, and then like half of this again, so only 25% is going to go down towards the soil production. We'll have some of the nutrients coming down this way, and of course at the end of this we are going to need a filter for rotten stuff, the spoilage, right, and then we're going to sort that back into the rest of the factory, I guess. Maybe we could do it over here actually. There we go. A little bit further, just like that. And then yeah, we have some artificial soil, so let's go ahead and plant this soil around our trees. We'll make this area a little bit bigger. Look at that. Just like that, we have made more fertile soil, and we can plant more trees, which means we will have more fruits coming down the belt pretty soon. This is good stuff. This is what we like to see. But yeah, that stuff, that was gone very, very quickly. Like really quickly. Now the problem with farming here is that apparently the way this works, it's not pollution, it's spores on this map. And every time that we expand, or maybe even every time that we cut down a tree, it releases more spores. And so this cloud is slowly going to be growing and growing over time. Eventually it is going to hit a nest, and that nest is going to get triggered into attacking us, so we are going to have to defend this area with force sooner rather than later. But yeah, that is definitely not easy, because they are quite resilient to bullets and lasers and stuff like that, and apparently they're quite weak to Tesla, but we don't have Tesla technology as of right now. So that is something that we need to fix as well. Now we have fruits coming down the pipeline here, and plenty of nutrients, thankfully. And this should be picking up in the near future as well. In the meantime, yeah, I'll make as many of these blue as I can, and then the throughput just needs to be increased. So I guess later on we could do another 2 biochambers here, or maybe we could do that now even. Right? Alright, so we'll go ahead and grab this off of these belts. We'll have an output, and then we'll have an input over here. Alright, and we need a pipe, or another pipe. A pole right over there, and that should take care of business. We have a little bit more production. Yeah, we have a little bit more of this, so we'll grab that. That's already 630. That is, no, that's not right. Only 90. I was about to say that is really weird. And I guess this area is, like, you can see where there is squares left to be completed, like soil that we could make. Alright, but this is nice. This is really good stuff. And later on, of course, we'll have to do the same for the jelly nut trees. But as of right now, I don't think we are at a deficit. Like, we still have enough coming in, I suppose. Like, we have basic amounts of iron ore. And that's coming, and that's okay, but it's not a lot, obviously, as you can see. We could definitely scale this up to be much, much bigger, but then we also need more jelly. And we need more jelly nuts, jelly nut trees, and so on and so on. Endless expansion, as is the way of Factorio. But I don't feel that we are quite ready for that. In the meantime, how is our egg production doing? We have ammo in our turrets, and so far I don't think any more have hatched, which is great. But at this point, I guess we could also think about making the materials for rockets, rocket fuel and so on, so that we can get off of this planet, and then we can bring back this material to space. Anyway, I think for now this is where I will leave it, because yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming, and I think I already recorded a bit of footage here that is honestly probably long enough for a video. And we hit a milestone, right? We extended the range of our farming production over here. And honestly now I'm a bit afraid, because I'm seeing this pollution cloud growing. And that is going to be a problem sooner rather than later, and we really need to scale up the production of at least our iron ore, I think, so that we can have some turrets. Maybe I need to, you know what, let's do that. Let us send this thing back to Navis. We'll add another section. And we are going to request personal, no, not personal laser defenses, sorry. laser turrets. Let's start with 250, and also while we're doing that, let us request some more accumulators. Right, anything else in terms of defense? Artillery would be nice, you know. But I don't think we're there yet in terms of production, like the raw production needed to sustain that. Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I think for now this will do. I'm not entirely sure what the weaknesses are of the Factoriopedia environments. This is alright, so medium stomper, small stomper. The shell, fire resistant 100%, poison resistant 100%. Okay, I didn't know we could get materials from them, that's interesting. So fire and poison, 100% resistance. It doesn't really show us the other enemy types though. I guess against laser turrets they'll be okay. Oh no, here we go. Strafer pentapods. Laser resistance 50%, physical 2 to 10%. Alright, so gun turrets would do decently well against them. Laser resistance 80%, impact resistance 80%, physical 2 to 50%. That is kind of crazy. Yeah. We definitely need electricity. So may need to work on getting off of this island actually. And that is something else that could be interesting. This thing is going to space above Nauvis. In Nauvis we do make a small platform starter pack, we make the cargo landing pad. I guess in the same way we could make a rocket silo. Right. Anything else? No, I think that's about it. So let us set up the production of at least one rocket silo, that we always have a backup. Oh man. Yeah, alright. So I'll set that up, and that will be the last official act of the day. So we will put this thing over here, and I'll just put in all of these requirements, because these things are quite expensive. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for the video, either next. And I just realized the Factorio just kind of screwed me over on this one. The rocket silo weighs too much and I cannot send it up by rocket. So there's that. We need to make it on Gleba. Or at least we need to bring in the materials to make it on Gleba. So I guess that is what we're going to end up doing, sadly. Alright, yeah, that's it. See you guys later.